Greetings. Welcome to How to Pick Trust Names and title of Nobility. And here's a quick video for you. I've noticed some members struggle with choosing the name of their express trust. And some of you are coming from the SPC, Secured Party Creditor process, where your full birth name was the name of the trust. And we want to stay away from that. So we can go to a search engine of your choice and search Latin legal terms. And then we click on Wikipedia link and see the list of Latin legal terms. And right here in this box, this gives you a list to choose from: common law, civil law, ecclesiastical law, etc. And there are more terms. If you go to the bottom, okay, you can look at other options here, and there are more terms under here. So you can see Ricard law, Byzantine law, Code of Hammurabi, Corpus Juris Canonici. So all of that. We will go back up and click on ecclesiastical law. And here are the terminologies. What do we see here? Bunch of alphabets, of course. Your guess will be better than mine to pronounce it. So let's take an example. If someone was at a higher position in a church, for example, or you're involved in a church, even if you're a member, but you consider yourself, of course, faithful to the church. So let's say you want to be called, or you consider yourself a church lawyer or church warden, then you will pick this term here, which is Guardianus Ecclesiae. And then you will add it to your express trust. So your trust will be called Guardianus Ecclesiae Express Trust. Now, let's say there is something in here that just didn't suit your fancy. Okay. So you can think of a phrase in English, and let's take it a step further. Let's go to a search engine and search for English to Latin translator. And we go here and let's see the terminology or the phrase you're thinking about is generational wealth. Now, if you write it in proper case or all lowercase, it will give you a different translation, which is funny. But if you do all caps, and I recommend you do all caps, generational wealth, then you get Generalis Divitiae. So your trust, therefore, will be called Generalis Divitiae Express Trust. And we can play with it a little more, and let's see, another phrase would be Gold Stream Express Trust, right? So then it's Aurum Flumen Express Trust. These names, don't they just suddenly gain more power, add more power to the name of your trust? than to say Gold Stream Express Trust. Instead, you can say Aurum Flumen Express Trust. I think there's something psychological attached to it. When you cannot comprehend a meaning of certain words, suddenly those words become powerful. I don't know, but this is how it works. Okay, let's see intellectual. Intellectual property, because that's what your trust is. Well, this is simple. Intellectualis express trust. Just a couple of more. Trust protector. Did I know? Trust protector. So, confidencia residator express trust. And then let's try wealth, power. Divitiae potestas, or divitiae potestas express trust. How cool, huh? And of course, you have to do a DBA in your county with that name. So let's see if it is available. Let's see if we go with the first one that we checked out, generational wealth, which translated into Latin as generalis divitiae. So we take that, generalis divitiae, and we will go to, because my DBA will be done in Arizona, so I will go to Arizona Corporate Commission, which is called E-Corp, and it has to be a .gov site. So we know that it belongs to the de facto. And then here we will copy and paste generalis, or type in generalis divitiae. Because what's going to happen is that once you have already done the DBA in this name, then you will also do another DBA, remember, as the generalis divitiae. First one will be generalis divitiae express trust, then generalis divitiae express trust, DBA, first, middle, last name. So that's why we want to make sure that this name is available. So we have two options here: name, availability check. Let's first search. It says no match, no search results were found. So that's a good thing, right? Next, name availability check. The name is available. If you want, you can go further than this and also add express trust, and let's check that is available. The name is available. You see, so another advantage of translating these terminologies into Latin is that not only to add more impact to it, but also so that it is easily available, because not many folks out there are going to be, when they, I'm talking about the debtors, citizens, normally they don't have this knowledge and they would not be using certain words, or especially this type of an arrangement where two words are in Latin and the rest is in English. So you have a high chance to find that name available, therefore you can register it. Okay. So let's see. So this is it, pretty much, how you will pick the name for your express trust. We can go into ecclesiastical here, or we can check out common law section and use whatever name that resonates with you. Okay. So this was a short session and lesson on how to pick your trust name that is powerful. and something short and sweet. Now, if you're still having an issue with picking your trust name, you must select your title of nobility name. But that's a different search. So let's look at titles of nobility. Let's see, titles of nobility. I have chosen German. So for German, if someone is German from that heritage or lineage, then you can simply search it. And when you come upon this search, you go to German nobility at Wikipedia. Let's see. Duke, Duchess, Count, Countess, Palatine, Margrave, Landgrave, Prince, Count, all of these. Baron. So if I was to go with, let's see, Grand Duke, then I would say that my name is Grand Duke Seth. Had I been of a German descent, then I would say my name is Grand Duke Seth. Now I can change my name to that if I wanted to. Let's say those who are from the Italian lineage, then they can search that and go to Wikipedia. And as you can see, Imperatore, actually. Enjoy my accent there, huh? Principe, Duca, Marchese, Conte, Visconte, Barone. So these are the Italian ones, titles of nobility. And therefore, if you wanted to use that, then, you know, for example, if I wanted to use that, I would be Imperatore Seth. Okay, that sounded kind of strange, but I'm sure if you're from an Italian descent, your name will be Italian sounding. I remember I had a friend, his name was, what's his name? Oh, I went blank when I tried to remember his name. Yeah, I can't remember him. Wow. I can see his face in my memory, but no name. How strange. All right, so titles of nobility. Very similar to this. If we go to, let's see, look up Moorish, titles of nobility for Moorish. Not much really come up, except for Moorish Science Temple of America. It is because on purpose, they are trying to mislead and misdirect and miseducate Americans and the world that these, you know, Moorish Science Temple and all these are just some occults and things like that, but to the contrary. So you will not find any section where they will give any type of titles of nobility. But if you keep looking, you will see you'll have to go deeper, do your research, you know, more diligently. So Black Hebrew Israelites, 5% Nation, or Hotep's Moorish Orthodox Church of America. If you keep digging, but we know on the surface, a lot of Sharifs and Ale, Bay, they come from that, the Moorish side. Now, unfortunately, even Moorish group in Americas does not have much comprehension of the original languages that their ancestors spoke. So the way they adopt these names is kind of funny. But again, I hope it helps them. So, and what I mean by it is that there are certain names or titles, they're supposed to be placed according to the rules of the grammar of belonging to that specific language. They are either placed before or after the name. So if you take a name that is supposed to be after and you place it in front of your first name, those who comprehend the language, you know, they will be just, I think, in awe, like I am most of the times when I see or hear those names or titles added to the names. All right, so some of the options we saw were Esquire, Maid, Duke, Duchess, Herzog, you know, especially in the German and Italian sides. So you may add those. We go back to, there are other ways of searching it too. So if, you know, one was trying to search it based upon Islamic dynasties, Christian dynasties, and things like that, they can do that as well. All right, so the reason we are doing this is because it's needed when you make your private ID. You can issue the IDs from your live estate trust, especially if you set it up properly, as we show you, because that is regarded as or an equal to the tribal ID, which is by the de facto's legal system, and the tribal ID must be honored. So they honor it as the government issued ID. So you can create your own government from your live estate trust. So you can actually create another unincorporated organization, or you can create a trust and name it whatever tribe government or tribe if you wanted to. It will be a private tribe, not the tribe that is considered a territory of the US. So you have to clearly define it in the indenture and in its public notices. Once you establish that, or I simply go and create my IDs from the live estate trust. So, and your live estate trust is the representative of your private trust network, of course, or vice versa. So your nation, for example, my family is Siddiqui, then my name is Seth from Siddiqui Nation. So then Siddiqui Nation is a nation. It's a, you know, complete nation. It is fully lawfully, fully capable, and how do you say, empowered to issue an ID. And that's what is the source and the issuance authority for my private side ID. So we have to comprehend these things, these matters very clearly within our own self. And that is the only time we will be able to enforce such things. Then you have another option to get in the time, you know, for the time being, or during this time when we are learning to go private. So you can get one from Panama. You can actually, if you have the means to fly there, go fly there, get an international driver's license and a driver's permit. Or you can order it through online system from here. And it will be useful when you do the name change and either apply for a new passport or amend your current passport to the new name. Why is this important? Because you will then be able to amend the passport with your nationality and race. You don't want to be called those, you know, predetermined races. from form, what was that, SF8 or something like that. I may have misquoted that name of the form, but the form to select your ethnicity. So that needs to be corrected. And the passport that you will be applying for, ideally, it should not be applied for along with your social security number. They actually force people to disclose their social security numbers. So there are ways around it, but once you learn to do everything correctly, as we will be showing you, when you get to that point, you will handle that objection or their, how do you say, objection very well, and you will rebut it properly. And it's all going to be done by a court order or decree from the judge who approved your name change, which makes it very easy for you to have documentation that is not connected to any bonds for TSA at the airports or any other agency to contract with you by your name, because your birth certificate name has all those bonds attached to it, and that's what these vulture company agencies are trying to contract with. However, those that are just doing this name change randomly because they heard it or they heard about it or someone told them to do it, they're at a great disadvantage because they have not done the prerequisites or many other dynamics that are involved to have been corrected in order for one to be able to receive the remedies they're expecting to receive from it. So yes, be patient. And when you're guided to do it, that's when you can go ahead and do it. All right, so now you know it's important to do the name change, and there are some folks out there that are not comfortable doing the name change, which is fine, but the thing is that it's not really all spiritual thing to do. And if it does not resonate with you because of your spirituality, do know that this is according to the biblical treaty law. You do not do a name change through the US courts without knowing the exact purpose of it, like some do. We'll eventually do it towards the end before completely moving into the private side, and then we will completely stop using the birth name. You see, you cannot be recognized as first, middle, last name in their system and expect to receive the same remedies, which are meant for those who are not their subjects, or the benefits you must get away from. And that is as per the biblical treaty law. Handle your business affairs in another name. The name that we have now is under Caesar. We want to remain separate. We are going to the private side, no longer remaining on the public side. So with this goal, we must do the name change towards the end when you're guided to do it. I'll see you guys very soon. Love and peace. Take care. Have a great one.